Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's bright and early. I've got my beautiful wife, Kylene, sitting next to me here. So welcome into Small Business Saturdays. My name's Aaron Montgomery. This is Kylene Montgomery. And yeah, it's nice and early for everybody. And we are up early because right after this, we're heading off to our son's got volleyball this morning. And so we're excited about that. We had volleyball last night. We went and watched the Lindenwood University men's volleyball team play, and it went till what, about 9:30 or so, yeah. 10, and but then I got pretty excited about this, so I couldn't sleep, and Lewis couldn't sleep because he was all fired up about the volleyball. And so yeah, we're early this morning. We've got some folks checking in here, and let's see here. Good morning, everybody. So we got Mary and oh, that was me. Todd and Wade and Chuck and Ruth. And so yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So today, Kylene, we're going to talk about being 100% committed and what that means and how we can kind of make that work inside of our business. So what was kind of where did this come from? We won't get into the details of where this really kind of started, but 100% committed. What does that kind of feel like? Does it help us in any way? And we'll talk more about it, but maybe just give us a quick overview.
Yeah. So being 100% committed is basically it's a done deal. Like no questions asked. No matter what, you do this, and then you don't waste that time obsessing over, should I do it? Should I not do it? Yep. All that stuff. So it's just no matter what, that's what you do. Being 100% committed.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get into the details here in just a second. First, though, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the OSG 5 Keys community. I know a lot of you guys are checking in here this morning. We appreciate you coming along over on this side. So cool. I am still so pumped, so excited after what we did Wednesday, and I actually can't wait till next Wednesday. I know I've got a lot to do before we get to next Wednesday, which I'm excited about too. So it's definitely really, really exciting. And going back to, and Richard is checking in, but Todd shared his comment facing the what ifs head on. Yep. And Sandy checking in over on YouTube. Good morning, Sandy. And so anyhow, real excited about OSG, real excited about everything that we've got going on. The feedback has been tremendous. The questions were fantastic. The community support for everybody involved is just incredible. And people are signing up still. So I'm going to actually put something up here for you guys. So right up here, if you go to oursuccessgroup.com, you can still sign up if you have not yet, and be a part of this. And the first video talking about your calculating your overhead will still be available to you. We did that one Wednesday, and this next Wednesday we're going to talk about pricing your products for profit. So kind of tying our overhead into our numbers and how we make that all work, and how we maximize our profit and realize that profit is not a dirty word and that it actually is something that everybody should embrace, be it your customers, yourself, everybody across the board. So anyhow, I won't go too deep into that any further deeper than I already have. But Kylene, just from the outside looking in, I've been kind of floating around here, but what's your take so far on OSG?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I love listening to what I could the first one, and it really was cool how you value your own time when you take into account your whole business. And I thought that was really important because that's something I think we can overlook pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely.
I found that at least.
Good. Cheryl, good morning. And Todd said code's still good, and that is actually incorrect. So this code right up here was over a while ago, and so silly me for putting it up there. Sorry about that, but still a great value. So skip the code. Maybe I'll make it good here for this morning or something. I don't know, but it won't be right now. So thank you for that reminder, Todd. I forgot to take that off of there. All right. And Cheryl says, yes to profits. Yes, definitely very important in all of our business lives. All right. So let's get back to our topic here, Kylene. 100% committed. So I guess why wouldn't we want to maybe think 99% is fine? You know, that's a pretty good number. Maybe 99.9% gives ourselves a little wiggle room, something like that. Why are we talking about this?
Well, if we truly want to achieve our goals in our business, we do have to be 100% committed, because that 1% that you're leaving there is room for error, and it's room for you to contemplate doing things, and then you don't do them, and then you waste all that mental energy on the what ifs, if you will, or maybe I'll do it later, all of that good stuff. Sure. So if you truly are committed to what you're doing, it just frees up all that energy so you can be more creative in the future. Can I read a little bit from that? Yeah. So
just before we go along there and you read something from book, this comes out of the Success Principles. And I know I've talked about that a lot on here, and Kylene and I are really 100% committed to the Success Principles and really making it a part of our lives. So maybe you could show them the book real quick.
Sure.
And Kylene is a good student, Jack Canfield. And so, yeah, there's an excerpt from the book here. What is this? Principle 35. And so, yeah, share that with us, please.
Okay, so this is what he wrote. He said, it frees up a ton of energy that would otherwise be spent internally debating the topic over and over and over, because all that energy you expend on that internal conflict is now available for creating other achievements. So that's why it's so important if you want to continue to grow and be successful.
Excellent. Cool. So help us out here. Why is this so hard as humans? And maybe you can even share a personal example and where this really grew from.
Oh, where to start? So yeah, it's important because that internal conflict, I mean, I am the first to give myself excuses or give myself an out. And then I can justify that excuse of why I'm not doing something really well. And Aaron knows that.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
Just to, get me started on Facebook Lives. I mean, I came up with all sorts of reasons why I wasn't doing it. I wasn't ready, and then so forth and so forth. But I'm so far ahead now that I'm able to do them. It's still not comfortable, but I'm doing them.
Mm-hmm.
And
very well too. Yep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So, personal example, you feel comfortable sharing with everybody a personal example. And now you guys watching right now live, we're going to ask you to make some 100% commitments here. And in fact, Todd, you didn't even have the notes, dude. You can't be skipping ahead. But he says, I'm 100% committed to helping everyone succeed. Oh, and chicken wings with blue cheese. Yuck. So, Marianne says, yeah, blue cheese is a must. I'm a ranch guy. This goes way back to my battle with Terry Combs from Two Regular Guys too. So excellent. All right. So personal example that you can share.
Okay. So for 2020, I really wanted to keep my fitness goal going because I found last year I was proud of what I achieved, and it made me feel so much better personally and physically and mentally, going through all those changes and trying all these new things. So I wanted to keep it up. So with the help of Aaron, I now have a contract to hold myself accountable, and I am going to commit to working out or do strength training at least 5 times a week for 20 minutes at a minimum.
Yeah.
So Aaron created this lovely contract.
Here, I'm a little closer to the camera, so I'll hold it up here.
And he had our son be our witness. So now I have 2 people to hold me accountable to this, along with myself. So that's what I'm going to do this year.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So back to our blue cheese ranch debate. I hope we can still be friends. I will try to not be such a jerk about the ranch situation. So, and Todd says, "Way to go, Kylene." So,
thank you.
Yeah, it's really one of those things where, you know, we were talking about it and we were kind of going through it, and I remember back to the success principle here, and I said, well, let's make a commitment for this. You know, that you always talk about this, and you do a really good job of it 99.9% of the time. So, you know, being able to make this commitment, I know it's made you feel good, and really good stuff there. So
yeah, I wish I would have done this sooner.
Yeah.
I think about where I could have been if I would have just been 100% committed.
But you did it, so that's all that matters.
Moving forward.
So good stuff there. So all right.
So can we watch a quick video of Jack Canfield kind of explaining a story with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
100% commitment.
Yep, let's do it. And yeah, here's Jack Canfield, and again, talking about being 100% committed. I'm going to probably end the video just a hair early, but we'll give you the link in case you want to go check out the full length video for yourself here in just a second.
Canfield. Today, I want to tell you why the secret to success is making a 100% commitment to everything you do. Now, in every aspect of life, if something is worth doing, it's worth giving 100% of your effort to it, because the 99% commitment isn't going to cut it. Having any leeway at all in your conviction is inevitably going to lead to frustration, failure, and disappointment. Now, why is it that 100% commitment is the key to success, while even a 99% commitment is a recipe for failure? Is there really that drastic a difference between a person who is 100% committed and someone who is 99% committed? Well, the answer is yes. There's a huge difference. You see, there's no gray area when it comes to commitment. Either you're fully committed or you're not. Now, when a person is 100% committed, they are unwavering. They aren't going to let anything get in between them and their commitment. But a person who's only 99% committed always leaves an open window, however small, for their convictions to falter. And given enough time, the convictions of someone who isn't 100% committed almost always does falter. Now, that's why I always say 99%'s a bitch, but 100%'s a breeze. Because it's so much easier to aim for a 100% track record than it is to aim for 99% and manage to hit your goal. To understand the huge difference between fully committing to something and committing even a fraction less than 100%, imagine if surgeons were only 99.9% committed to performing the right surgery. That would mean that over 500 incorrect surgeries will be performed each week. Or imagine if your heart was only committed to beating 99.9. Think of that, 99.9% of the time. That would mean it would fail 32,000 times a year. So as you can see, there's no room to give when it comes to commitment. Either something is worth 100% of your effort, or it's not worth your effort at all. There's no in between if you want to guarantee your success. Sid Simon, who was one of my mentors, is a great example of this. Now, in order to maintain his healthy eating habits, he decided that he would only eat ice cream on the day of the month when there was a full moon. He is 100% committed to this conviction, and everyone who knows him well is totally aware of this. When more than 100 of his friends and family gathered to celebrate his 75th birthday, we knew he probably wasn't going to eat the ice cream and the cake that was being served that day because it wasn't a full moon that day. Now, we did all kinds of things to try to make him make an exception to his rule just that one time. We bought a huge cardboard cutout of a full moon covered with aluminum foil, and a few of the women even dressed up as moon goddesses. We gave him a very easy way out of his commitment, but he still refused to eat any ice cream that day. There was no way he was going to break the commitment he had made to himself. He knew that once he made one exception, it would be easier to make the next one. And that's how he operates in all areas of his life. And it's why he has been able to achieve so much success over the years. Now, following the no exceptions rule is the only way to ensure that you're really 100% committed to something. For example, if you're 100% committed to taking a 20-minute walk every day without exception, you will do whatever it takes to make sure it happens. Now, if an unexpected appointment prevents you from taking your walk at your regular time, you will adjust your schedule so you can walk at a different time, even if it's up and down in the stairwell of your hotel late at night. Now, if you are 100% committed to completing a big project by a specific deadline, you will do whatever it takes, including staying up late and canceling social agreements to make sure it happens. Not only will your do whatever it takes attitude ensure you actually hit your goals, it demonstrates your level of commitment and determination to others. And that will result in greater trust and respect and more opportunities flowing your way. But if you allow for one exception and tell yourself, well, it's okay if I skip my workout today just once, or it won't matter if I miss this one deadline, it won't be long before you find yourself skipping another workout or missing another deadline until your 100% commitment has devolved to barely any conviction at all. Now, this is true for relationships.
Okay, so he continues on there a little bit longer, another about 2 or so minutes talking about this is true for relationships as well, which it certainly is. And like I said, I'd go and check out the rest of it and maybe subscribe to his channel. Definitely said somebody that inspires us. So let's see here. So Todd says, I am getting pumped thinking about what 100% commitments I can set for the rest of the year. And excellent. Yeah. Actually, you know, one of the reasons that I was up late last night was the fact that you know, I was really thinking about this for myself too. So I'm excited about this part of it. And yeah. So what? So
how would we apply this? What could we apply this to in our business?
Okay. That's a really good question. You know, so for me, maybe I'll start like sharing a little bit of a personal example here. For me, I'm going to use Two Regular Guys. So for those of you that are not familiar with Two Regular Guys, it's a weekly podcast. It's actually now a live video as well that happens every Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And so let's see, February is going to be the start of our 8th year doing that podcast. And when we got it started, it was, you know, it was kind of a, hey, let's try this. It sounds cool. It seems like a good idea. Terry and I had moved. I'd moved out here to St. Louis, and he was still in Phoenix. And we used to kind of get together and chat quite regularly. And we were trying to figure out how we could keep that going. And so anyhow, the origin story doesn't matter that much outside of the fact that it was hard at first. You know, it wasn't good at first. Heck, the first year I think was probably rather terrible, and it hasn't been great 100% of the time. But what we were committed to was doing it 100% of the time. So when we first started out, we thought, okay, half hour every other week, and what the heck are we going to talk about? Well, we found out really quickly that with bringing in guests and making it better and doing things, that we were able to move to once a week and have about an hour's worth of conversation. In fact, a lot of times we go into bonus time. But again, we made that commitment to each other, which makes it easier when you have somebody to share it with, a contract of some sort. And when you have that commitment, we made that 100% commitment to do it every week. And we started putting that on, you know, every Friday at 10 a.m. And now here's the thing. Like I said, we made that 100% commitment. Can I say that we did it every single time? No, it was okay to fail. We did fail a few times, but we still kept that 100% commitment. And yes, when we did actually not fulfill our commitment, it seemed like the next time it was easier, but we didn't do that. You know, we recommitted ourselves to it. And we also committed ourselves to trying to make it better each time. That's why we've gone to video. That's why we've done different things. We try to go out and get guests that we don't know and meet new people and all of that kind of fun stuff. So, you know, that was 100% commitment that Terry and I made to each other. Todd says accountability. And, you know, so not, like I said, it hasn't always been great. Heck, still to this day, we have some shows that just don't really pan out so well. And, you know, after the fact, we're really kind of like, going, man, we got to go back to the drawing board on some of this stuff, or we try something new and the technology fails on us, or we fail the technology, or whatever the case may be. But because we've been 100% committed to it and trying to work on it every day and get better each week and all of that stuff, it's turned into something very successful for me and for Terry. And it helps us, when we're working with people in our industry, and we're very close with SGIA, that we're very close with the folks at Impressions Magazine. It's opened up a ton of opportunities for me for speaking. It's opened up a ton of opportunities for me. I get to work really closely with the wonderful folks at the DAX show. I help them kind of design their educational layout this year, and hope to be even more involved next year, and just wonderful people over there. So, that is how we can apply it to our business lives. Pick something that you can see down the road being very important for you, and just committing to that. Consistency is really the key when it comes to business. There's a quote from Napoleon Hill, and I will get the picture posted into this comment section after we're done with volleyball today. But it says, successful people make decisions quickly as soon as all of the facts are available, and change them very slowly, if ever. Unsuccessful people make decisions very slowly and change them often and quickly. So again, that consistency, yes, there were times where it's like, why are we doing 2 regular guys? This is a waste of our time. And we could have made that decision to just stop, but we didn't. And we kept going with it. So, every time you hear about somebody that's an overnight success, and I'm sure you guys have heard or seen this, it's kind of that iceberg effect. You only see their success. You don't see the 10,000 hours that they put into becoming a master of what they're doing right there. That Malcolm Gladwell book, Outliers, talks about the need for 10,000 hours to gain mastery. So I think that's some things. Let me check a couple comments here real quick. Sandy says, this is the same theory I tell people about quitting smoking. Never say you will have just one and that will lead to one more. Absolutely. That's the same, definitely the same theory. And Marcy, good morning. So, so let's talk about some examples here, Kylene, of ways that people might be able to incorporate this. If you want to go start a podcast, I'll certainly help you out, but that's not the moral of the story. There's all sorts of different things that you can do. For you, it's been a commitment to your health. But inside your business, it's been a commitment to doing a live video.
Writing a blog.
Yep. So give us some other examples. I know you and I were brainstorming this a little bit last night as we were both sleepy. So if you guys have examples of some things that maybe you could also do, that would be something that you could commit yourself to 100%, and start putting those things out there. This is that accountability part. You're going to make it live to the public, and I'm going to actually formalize this in just one second. But what are some other ideas here maybe that people could do for their business that they could be 100% committed to that would help them?
Yeah. So like I said, doing your live videos, or another one I had thought about is a regular blog for my business, or sending out a regular email to my customers or future customers, or you had me do the rule of 5.
Yep. Yeah.
I was not 100% committed to.
So the rule of 5, I actually talked about that on a video I did on November 2nd. So if you go back to the video page here and go back, you can look at that, another Jack Canfield thing, and that we've really tried to embrace. And again, we're bringing all these things in. We're not a master of these things quite yet, but that's what we want to be. So that's another kind of commitment we've made to each other, that we're working on that. Some other things would be like, for me, reviewing your business plan every 6 months, just holding on to that without mercy, basically, and or spending at least an hour of every one of your work days to work on your business. Make it a power hour where there's no distractions. There's no doing busy work or taking care of customer emails or anything like that, but it's an hour of actually working on your business. So maybe it's going back and going through with a fine tooth comb the spreadsheet that Todd and I were able to share on our success group video, the figuring out your overhead, or something that's just an actual growing your business piece that's not an everyday work. And then find a time to commit to that and hold on to that like your business life depends on it, which in a way it does, so it's not just a phony thing. It's you've got to hold on to that and make that commitment and really do it. So any others that popped into the top of your head?
There's some comments on there.
Okay. Todd says, I'm 100% to setting up one OSG meetup and one public speaking event in 2020.
Nice.
That is fantastic. Sharon says, I'm exercising while listening to one of the Audible books to help my business. That's
what I was doing.
Yeah. Yep. And Kylene actually mentioned that while we were talking about her exercise, was that one of the things that she got so much out of the exercise, not only her body feeling better and things like that, was she would listen to an Audible's book while running or while doing the exercise. And that when she had not been able to do that, she wasn't getting that benefit either. So yeah, when you 100% commit to something and then it takes, there's no question about it, then you stop, like you said, wasting that energy that you would spend on trying to figure out, should I do it? Should I not? And then all these other benefits start coming in. So it's a really cool effect. Yeah. So now I want you guys to, again, you guys have already start putting some things out there. What are you going to be 100% committed to for the remainder of 2020 or for the rest of your life, for that matter, that you're going to do? And it could be personal, it could be business. So while we're talking about the rest of this, I want you guys to really start putting something out there, and we'll go from there. So,
do you have something you're committed to other than?
I'm 100% committed to my wife.
That's good.
If you keep listening to the Canfield video, he goes on to say, what if your partner was only 99% committed to monogamy? How would that make you feel? And that a relationship is not a 50-50 commitment. It's a 100% and 100% commitment. So anyways, I was thinking a lot about this, and it was harder than I thought, and so I'm glad we're really talking about this. Do you have any ideas for me? Is there something that you see that I talk about all the time that maybe I need to actually make that 100% commitment that I've only been 99% committed to? This is your opportunity to call me out in public and hold me accountable. So.
I think your health, as far as making time for your exercise.
Making time for my exercise.
You started that this year, and I hope you can continue it because it does make a difference.
Okay, making time for my exercise. One of the other things I thought about was, obviously, as I'm up through nearly the middle of the night, I was like, maybe I need to commit to a better sleep pattern. So and if you guys have some suggestions for me, I'm all ears as well. And but I will. I'll tell you this: I will be 100% committed to making sure I have a very specific answer to this, because this is where the next piece of it comes into play. Because when you and I started talking about the exercise thing, for example, you said, I'm committed to exercising. And I said, well, what does that mean? And so we had to kind of keep working through it until we got to what's written here. I, Kylene Montgomery, am 100% committed to enjoying at least 20 minutes of strength or cardio workout training, a minimum of 5 days per week for the remaining 51 weeks of 2020. There we go. We just figured it out, everybody. Good. You guys can all breathe a sigh of relief. I now have my commitment here. Todd says, Aaron should be 100% committed to giving blue cheese a chance. So
you're gonna have to try it.
I did have a partner only 99% committed, and I switched that goal, and now I have a new partner for 26 years now. Sometimes you need to switch your goal. Absolutely. And Kylene will use your, yep, Marianne, SMART goals. I'm a huge proponent of SMART goals. So you'll if you check some of my older videos, I've talked about it several times. Okay, so I'm going to work on that. But here's where I want to, like I said, formalize this a little bit and be able to do something for you guys. So this is your chance. Again, share publicly here what you're going to be 100% committed to, either in your business or personal life, and we're going to give you some formal accountability help. So if you want to share, just right up here, if you'll email me, Aaron at Montco Consulting, what you want to be 100% committed to. And we'll help work through the whole, let's get the specifics down, kind of make it a SMART goal, as Marianne says here. And SMART goals. I love SMART goals. Marianne, high five. So first, that's the first part of it. So we'll help get it into a contract form, something like that. And we'll clean it up, make it really nice, make it look like a certificate that we'll sign on it and say that we're committed to helping you with that. And and then we'll send it back to you, an official contract that you can sign and then print out. And then what you want to do is Kylene has this posted typically right where she sees it every day. So find a place where you're going to see that every day. Maybe it's on the mirror of your bathroom or right outside. She won't let me post all this stuff in our bedroom yet, but she's in here in the office.
You can see the back wall, what it would look like.
It turns into a craziness for sure. So email me what your 100% commitment's going to be. And it's Aaron at montcoconsulting.com for those of you that are checking out the podcast version of this. And we will get that into some sort of contract form. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to randomly check in with you. We will just send you a quick email and randomly, it won't be every day. It won't be, all the time, but we will randomly check in with you just to I think the random part makes it better, because then, you have to go, you think today is the day that Aaron and Kylene are going to email me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we will randomly check in with you from time to time and just see how it's going and say, hey, how's your commitment? How did you do? Now, here's where the real rubber meets the road, so to speak. You have to be on top of that 100% committed to giving yourself an opportunity to be honest, giving yourself an opportunity and be okay with failing from time to time. So you're not giving yourself the 99%, but if you don't, just like we did with the Two Regulars podcast, if for whatever reason something happened, I'm not giving you the out. I'm saying I don't want you to beat yourself up. So that's not what this is all about. The 100% commitment thing is never about beating yourself up. What it's about is just taking that decision-making process out of your head. And if for some reason you lose it, then recommit to it. And that's what the random check-in is going to do, is give you an opportunity to recommit to it and say, you know what, I maybe failed. I know what you're going to say is, yeah, I'm doing it. And it's really helping. It's really making a change in my business or my life or whatever. So, so let's see here. So this is awesome. Cheryl says, I'm 100% committed to working on making the Sublimation Summit 2020 the best sublimation educational training conference it can be. And I will 100% back you up on that, Cheryl, and give you fantastic kudos. You worked your tail off for 2019, and all the feedback that I heard from people and my personal feedback was it was fantastic. And I cannot wait for 2020. I believe, Cheryl, remind me, it's September 10th. Yeah, September 10th through the 12th. You don't need to remind me. I remembered it. September 10th through the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. So I will be there. I'm 100% committed to that, Cheryl. How about that? And then Todd says the back on the wall there's no push pins and strings on the wall yet. So I think you're still a ways away from out there.
But you just gave him an idea. I'm just kidding.
We've had the idea. I've had the idea before. All right. Okay. So that's where we're at, guys. To do that, emails and get those emails coming. And again, I will post on my Facebook page here my contract that I end up with before the end of the day, and we'll go from there. So oh, here we go. Cool. Sandy, thank you. Sandy says, I'm 100% committed to keeping up with my business bookkeeping and not waiting till the end of the year to organize it. That is perfect, Sandy. Now, now let's make that just a bit more specific for yourself, so you can give yourself the actual action steps inside that contract. So what does that mean when you're keeping up with your bookkeeping? Does that mean that you're making sure all of your receipts are entered once a week, daily? Get into the real specifics of what keeping up with your business bookkeeping means for you, and that will really help make that 100% commitment that much easier. Because again, if we can take out all of the guesswork, so if we say to ourselves, I'm 100% committed to business bookkeeping, we continue to use that as example. But then my brain goes, well, what does that exactly mean? Then we're back to expending that energy and trying to fight and figure it out. So that's why in Kylene's we said, so how much time, how many days, what is this for 2 regular guys? The commitment is that we're going to show up every week, and we're going to try to make it better every week. Those are the commitments that we've made there. It's not that, we'll try to have a show regularly. It wasn't a general statement. It was a specific statement of every week at this time, trying to make it better every time. So there's that. If anybody else has some, please feel free to share those with us. And fantastic goal, Sandy. So high five for you too. I'm going to get it down here. Poop. All right. And yeah, we're going to have to get off to volleyball here in just a second. But let me make sure there's nothing that I missed. And let's see here. I would definitely love to have more of you guys join us at our success group if you haven't already. And what else? Anything else that we missed?
I think you covered it all.
All right, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. If you're checking the replay, I still expect to get some emails from you guys today. So I will be checking those while our son's running around, chasing volleyballs around and having a blast. I will probably be checking my emails too. Just what I do. All right. Let's get that off of there and call it a day. Again, happy Saturday. And next week, I can't remember what I have planned. So, but it'll be something and it'll be fun. And I will still be completely floating around on cloud 9 from the awesomeness that is the Wednesday night, our success group. And Todd, Tuesdays with Todd, what's that look like? Okay, here we go. Oh, Cheryl says, I'm excited to see both of you at the APA in February. Yeah, so I will be out there presenting. Kylene's coming along with me, and we get to meet up with Cheryl and her husband and have a nice dinner. So looking forward to that. And great start to a Saturday. Thank you, Todd. Yep. I agree. And next Tuesday with Todd, Euclid, Equid, just kidding. Euclid. It is Equid, but I love saying Euclid now. So Equid discussion. So always a good discussion. And how to set up an online store with a tool called Equid. So good stuff. Okay. And next Friday, 2 regular guys. Speaking of that, since we talked about that here today, next Friday is 2 regular guys. Terry and I are going to be chatting about employee engagement. So if you don't have employees or don't plan to have employees, it might not be the show for you, but I think it's just good information in general to have. So maybe if you are an employee, you can listen in and say, hey, does my boss do this? and maybe ask your boss to watch. So there you go, 2regularguys.com. All right, guys, have a fantastic rest of your Saturday, and we will see you next week. Thank you, Kylene.
Thanks for having me. Okay, I gotta leave on.